Hello, welcome to DocDano.com. I'm Dr. Dan McCoy, and today I've got a very special guest here in our studio. It's Dr. Linda Timmerman, who's worked with me for a long time, and she's going to talk to us today about something that's a kind of a new, exciting concept. It's the cancer survivor new normal. And Linda, tell us a little bit about that. Thanks for being here. And what is cancer survivor new normal?
Well, first of all, thanks for giving me this opportunity to share with other cancer survivors like myself what that road is like. I've been on that road now probably about 14 years. I was first diagnosed with cancer on September the 5th of 1997. Cancer survivors remember the date of diagnosis. I don't know why it's sort of like life changed a lot that day. And I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And then, as you well know, about 12 years later, I was diagnosed with bladder cancer, just August 28th of 09, I guess now. And so having lived through a diagnosis twice and having tried to figure out what life's going to be like now that I'm on that road to new normal, I'd like to have other people join me, and I'd like to let them help me understand what they do. I'd like to get a dialogue going between other cancer survivors of any type of cancer, actually, and let's talk about how we cope with the diagnosis, with the treatment, and then with getting on with life afterward.
Whoa. Okay, what's normal about having cancer twice? Okay, when you first talked to me about this concept, I was like blown away. I was like, normal? There's nothing normal about having cancer. I mean, where do you get new normal? What does that mean exactly?
Sure, there is nothing normal about having cancer. It is abnormal, but let's face it. There are events that happen in everybody's life. You know, a cancer survivor has survived something very traumatic. But let's face it, there are even wonderful things that happen in our lives that change and impact our lives significantly. You are a young couple, and suddenly that baby's born. And let me tell you, life as you knew it is never going to be the same. Or maybe a child goes away to college. Certainly when your last one goes away to college and you're an empty nester, life for you and your spouse is just never going to be the same. So you find a new normal. You know that life that you were leading isn't there anymore. So how are you going to cope? What are you going to do? And how are you going to celebrate the life that you have?
Well, I'm sitting in my office one day, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm sitting there and we're working, and I think we're working on blog content or something, and you come back to the office and you were ashen and white, and immediately the tension in the room became overwhelming. And it's almost like we knew, and you said, "There's blood in my urine, I need to see a doctor." And what went through your mind with that diagnosis?
Well, you know, the first thing that went through my mind was you're a doctor, do something, and you're a dermatologist. So, you know, there wasn't a lot you could do. But I guess at first I probably knew before I ever saw the urologist.
Did we all knew?
I think we all did. I think we all did. I had reason to know. I had lived through it because my dad had bladder cancer, and that's exactly what happened to him. And so I knew it was probably going to happen, but I think I was just hoping and praying with every bit that I had, Lord, don't make me have to go through this again, because I remember when I got to the end of treatment for breast cancer, I remember asking myself, if I were diagnosed again, if the breast cancer come back, I never thought about being diagnosed with a second form of cancer. So if this breast cancer come back, am I really going to put myself through this again? Would I do it again? And I told myself I would, but then when I heard the diagnosis, I thought I'm not sure I'm strong enough to do that.
But you did well. I mean, we lived through it. I mean, I'm still stuttering because it was a horrible experience. I mean, we had 3 months there where there was unknown, and you know, I'm a doctor and we're used to making patients wait on test, and all of a sudden you had to wait on test, and every time we sent you off to the doctor, we came back over here, we all waited around our cell phones for a text message that everything was okay and that it was all clear, and It wasn't all clear at first, and so we dealt with that. What can you offer through this blog to help people adapt to this new normal? What's our goal here?
Well, the biggest thing you offer is hope. I think for any cancer survivor, it was easier for me to hear bladder cancer than it was breast cancer, I think, because I could call my dad, who was a survivor. And Dad said, "Now, honey, I got through this, so you can too. You know, I did this 16." So we can offer each other hope. We can offer each other encouragement. We can offer each other little tidbits about what we did. I still remember the little lozenges I used to keep sores away, during chemo from my mouth sores, because it's a horrible side effect of chemo. So we can share tips. We can share just stories. There are things that we can help caregivers help us. There's a whole segment of people out there dealing with cancer that, quite honestly, are forgotten. They're called co-survivors now, and they're the people who care for us, or the people who love us. I know my children went through a lot that I didn't quite honestly know they were going through until later, when they shared with me what it was like to be the child of a cancer survivor. So we can talk to each other about that, share those stories, and give each other hope and encouragement through this blog, I hope, and through these videos.
So, Cancer Survivor New Normal. Well, Linda, thanks for sharing your story, and thanks for sharing your life with us, because it's certainly been a joy to have you as part of this project, and we're looking forward to that here. So join us on DocDano.com as we talk to Linda about Cancer Survivor New Normal, and she starts her new blog right here. So check back frequently for updates on Cancer Survivor New Normal, and look for Dr. Linda. This is Dr. Dan McCoy, and until next time, right here, DocDano.com. Thank you.